Hey all, welcome to ShareTrek. This is Raj here. Friends, today I want to talk to you about CRISPR Therapeutics and speculate about it as the earnings date approaches. CRISPR is expected to report on 9th of May 2023. So let's get started with that. But before we go, I'd like to request that if you're not yet subscribed, please subscribe. It's absolutely free and it helps grow the channel. And we have a lot of CRISPR related information out here and genomic stocks information out here. So it'll be worth your while. That said, let's get started. Welcome back, friends. Investors will be looking for positive news around exa-cel, CTX110, CTX112, and CTX130 from CRISPR Therapeutics as it approaches its next earnings report date. On that day, CRISPR Therapeutics is projected to report earnings of $1.67 per share negative, which means it's a loss of $1.67 per share, which would represent year-over-year growth of 28.02%. Meanwhile, the ZAC consensus estimate for revenue is projecting net sales of $37.61 million, up 3,901.49% from the year ago period. I think that probably some of the revenue which was supposed to come in the previous quarter might end up coming in this quarter. That's why I think the projection is so high. For the full year, consensus estimate seems to be projecting earnings of negative 7.22 per share and revenue of 155.02 million for the whole year, which would represent changes of 13.64% positive and around 12,839% for revenue respectively from the previous year. Now, these numbers seem stupendous and don't seem to make much sense because we are talking in terms of losses reducing over a period of time. And also we are talking about revenue increasing on an erratic manner because some quarters have very less revenue and then some quarters have very high revenue. So do not get distracted by these numbers like 12,839.84% increase in revenue. It will make sense when you look at the entire perspective for CRISPR, if you look at all the previous quarters that it has reported. Remember, last quarter, CRISPR bet on EPS coming in at 37% better than expected with a loss of only $1.41 per share against an expected loss of $2.25 per share. So it did very well in terms of earnings per share, even though it reported a loss. The loss reported was much less than what was expected. The disappointment in that quarter was in the revenue department, where revenue was a pathetic 6,000 as against an estimate of 7.12 million. The share price took a week to consolidate while the market arrived at a decision to drop the prices. As you can see in this chart, since the drop on 9th March 2023, the share price was range-bound under $46.36 until 13th April, when a report from Cantor Fitzgerald assigned a target price of $72 for this share. And along with the report from Cantor Fitzgerald, there was also another report from ICER projecting a cost of $1.9 million per patient as being affordable for exa-cel. This twin news led to a smart rally of 16% to the share price. The share price has since declined in the last week by almost 10%. In the last 5 trading days, it has declined 10% and ended up at 48.65 at the last trading day. So the question is whether we will get any positive snippets about exa-cel. For example, announcements like how many QTCs or qualified training centers were up and running in Europe and America. That could be a positive news, or they could even announce that they are setting up, they are close to setting up 5 centers in US and maybe 4 centers in Europe, and they could specify some locations which are going to be the first locations where the treatments would start. So that could be I'm just speculating that those could be positive catalysts when it comes to exa-cel. Any data release is possible, maybe any positive information about wholly owned CAR-T therapies, which are CTX110, CTX112, and CTX130. These things have potential to boost the share prices. Also, if CRISPR revenues from last quarter were pushed into this quarter, which is why they had only 6,000 as revenue last quarter, then that again is likely to see an outperformance of revenue in the quarter that they are going to report. And if that happens, the market will initially rally to compensate for the bearishness that they showed in the previous quarter. But later on, the share price will again start coming down a little bit and start consolidating, waiting for the next catalyst, because everyone knows that in another 6 to 8 months, we are going to have the BLA approved for exa-cel. So now, those were my thoughts, friends. This is not financial advice. I would like to know, what do you guys think about this? Please put your comments so that I can learn from your perspectives. By the way, please do not forget to like and subscribe, as it helps grow the channel. Thanks for your continued patronage. We are growing very fast. We have around 3,400 plus subscribers as I record this video. I'm really, really grateful to all of you, and more so to all the early subscribers who kept me going. Subscribers like Inf, Jesse, and our friend Max Immunity, and many others who have been always encouraging me with your positive comments. Our old friend Ishkadesh, and also Josh. I remember you all. I may not be able to take everyone's name here, but I'm very, very grateful for you helping me grow this channel so fast. We are hardly a year and a half old, and we already have around 3,400 plus subscribers. We have got 3 Patreon members. And I think once we touch 4,000 subscribers, I am contemplating opening up membership for the channel. I look forward to your continued support and best wishes. And I also, on my part, I'm going to step up my game as much as possible and introduce more and more content and better content as we go ahead. Thanks, guys. Have a great day. Bye for now.